everyone to the Tools of the Trade live stream. I'm your host, Captain Cole, and I'm joined by my co-host Trip, better known as Crypto ISO on Crypto Twitter. We got an awesome episode for you guys today, with lots to talk about, lots to get into. But before I get started, would you please do me a favor, smash that like button, make us look good for the YouTube algo. Also want to take a quick second to thank our sponsor, Phemex, one of the only non-KYC derivatives exchanges left in crypto. Click the link in the description below to get up to $6,000 in sign-up bonus. Now, the last thing I'll say before we get started here on Tools of the Trade, we are not financial advisors, and this information is for educational purposes only. Kind of just to echo that, right? I want to talk about ETH for a second, right? And the reason I want to talk about that is because ETH to me right now is, like we said, like in a technically super interesting spot. I posted about this over the weekend. I throw on the 3-day Ichimoku, which everyone knows, my favorite trending indicator, right? So 3-day Ichimoku look back, looking at Ethereum on the 3-day, right? So first thing I just spot is like this. I talked about this 24K, but on ETH it was similar. It was like 1670, right? Yeah, 1670 to 1610. This 3-day demand block. And then, okay, so we came into that, nice. And then if we look to zoom in, we also came right into the 3-day Kijun, right here. Okay, nice. So that's two factors of confluence. And now it kind of looks like on this 3-day, we might even have a 3 inside up close in about 2.5 hours. If you guys remember from probably like a month ago, we talked about ETH BTC. And I'll show that in a second. A 3 inside up on the daily, I think it was. Basically, you have a down candle come down. You have a bottom candle that closes at least halfway up the previous bottom candle, or the previous down candle, sorry. And then the third candle closes above the highest price of the down candle. That's called a 3 inside up reversal formation. It's just like a technical candlestick chart pattern that I've always enjoyed. So that's potentially going to close in about 2.5 hours. So when I look at ETH holistically on a high time frame view, like this is as clean as it gets for me. To make some sort of higher low, right? So if we want to argue that, we bottomed back in November, okay, $1,000 is ETH, okay, this is the higher low, this is the higher high, now we need a higher low. Well, this could be a pretty nice clean higher low compared to this one at 1350. So yeah, ETH to me is seemingly very bottomed, and I want to talk, I'm kind of harping on this at length just because this is going to inform my bias and decision making going forward on BTC, and I'll show that in just a second. So again, ETH BTC high time frame looks very bottomed, great. If we throw on ETH BTC now, and we just look to the left here, right? So this similar formation, this was a 3 inside up reversal, right? That we just kind of talked about on ETH on the 3-day. And obviously we saw some continuation after that. So point being, I would not be surprised to see some sort of continuation on ETH on the 3-day time frame for the USD pair moving forward. So, does that translate into ETH BTC bottoming here in the next day or two? Maybe, I guess remains to be seen. But let's pivot to BTC because I've been harping on ETH. So, Trip just talking about market structure being king. 3-day, again, we talked about like this 3-day zone would have been really nice. 24K, 23.9, like Trip mentioned, right? But it looks like it got front ramp, right? So ETH came into that level, but BTC did not. But obviously zooming in, going to the 2-day, BTC did have its 2-day Kijun touch, which does give me cause to be kind of bullish. I'm still holding my swing shorts, but like I was just talking about Trip about this before we started the stream. What's the invalidation for a top short right here? Like where do you kind of just decide, okay, trend has changed. If you're still holding, right? So we kind of break this downtrend here, and it's like, okay, well, what do you do? Where do you go? Where do you get back in, right? So the first thing in my mind, we could talk about liquidity and such in a little bit, but for me, it's like, okay, the monthly open was capping price so hard when we were on our way down from the monthly open that this, to me, the monthly open is like the most logical SR level, right? So as long as we're above 27.2, I think you maintain a bullish bias going forward. Can you get a lick run to sweep down here? Absolutely. But point being is like as long as you're closing above 27.2 on the higher time frames, you're above the monthly open, it's probably a bullish setup going into the last 10 days or so of the year. But yeah, Trip, you're talking about where do you get in? What do you do? For me right now, if I wasn't positioned, if I was long, I'd probably be looking to take some profits. If I was short, I don't know where you're shorting here, or what's your invalidation, unless you're holding from before. But if you're looking to get long, I think this area here is going to be like the interesting spot. Monthly open to Monday high, 27, low 27s are kind of what I'm thinking here.